I don't feel important right about here.
I feel very important.
It is so loud.
Oh my god.
All right, you're good.
So here we are.
Yep. Welcome back. We had Trent earlier. This is the first edition of the Redneck Roundtable. We got Dirty D.
Yes, sir.
Tip
Hello.
over.
Pacifico.
Yeah.
We have Ty. This is Ty.
Ty and McKaylen on the couch.
Hey, we got a goober in the house, so.
Oh,
We're just gonna be talking, doing stupid stuff, and having fun. So.
Absolutely.
Let's get it started.
Yeah, Derek, what was your trip like to Idaho?
Well, when I graduated, I moved out there. I think it was August. August, yeah. Maybe end of summer. I moved out there.
Well, you should pick one.
Yeah, it was the end of summer because I worked for LB, and
Yep.
I started framing for them for that summer, and then I moved away. Probably shouldn't have moved away because that was a good gig I had, and then I enrolled in school. Did about a semester of school.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then dropped out, but hunted like crazy. Hunted and fishing.
Fishing.
Did a lot of hunting and fishing.
Yeah. I thought that was more important than school.
There you go. I'd say so.
Yeah.
So.
Coming from the only guy on this podcast that is going to school.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Kids
different intentions.
Better intentions.
For different people.
Yeah. So what was it like up there? Like the vibe and it was pretty country, huh?
Yeah, everyone was very different, than California. Everyone, they just have a different attitude for life. To be honest, I didn't meet many people that were, from Idaho, born and raised in Idaho, that were anything like me.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I when I bought a shotgun today, I was talking to my grandfather.
Oh, you had to put that in, didn't you?
Absolutely.
That's
Vanilla
important.
Supernova, look it up.
Yeah, very good shotgun.
So, we were talking about it, and we're talking about
spilled the beer.
raising kids.
Oh, jeez.
Raising kids. Right?
Okay.
And there's Bill Engvall, I believe, said this, but there's two different kinds of people that raise kids: people in California and people out of California.
Yep.
And the people in California are very, oh, you're gonna go on a timeout. If you don't stop, we're gonna take away your iPad. But everyone else is like, I'm gonna whoop your ass if you don't quit.
Yeah.
But that's mindset and everything as well.
Yeah.
California is a very, very special place.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was rolling hills, dry, high desert.
Oh, no timber?
If you went up north, yeah, but Treasure Valley is where I lived, and in that valley, it's the southwestern part of Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
High desert, very similar to Reno.
Okay. That's kind of weird coming from Idaho.
But rolling, way more rolling hills,
I thought it'd be pretty agricultural out there.
Oh, definitely.
Potato.
Hayfields everywhere.
Didn't you do you worked for a ranch out there?
Yeah, I worked for a couple ranches out there. I worked at an elk ranch. That was interesting as hell. They raised them for their velvet off of their antlers.
Huh.
They sold it to the Orientals for medicinal purposes. It's one of the
Velveteen.
Velveteen.
Yeah, velveteen contains the most hormones.
I'm here.
The most hormones in any part of a mammal's body.
Oh, I saw
So
that
it's almost like a enhancer,
for football players, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
It's not steroids. It's not.
No. But it's along the same lines. There's natural steroids. I would want to. Supplements exactly.
Yeah.
But so they raised them for their velvet, but they did harvest a few. So many a year for their meat.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And dog bones, dog treats, vice versa. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I worked on a cattle feedlot, and that was pretty interesting.
Okay.
And then I did some time on 80-acre farm. They grew oat hay, triticale,
Okay.
and hogs and whatnot. But,
To go back to the elk
yeah.
place, was it a high fence operation, or were they just kind of roaming free?
Oh yeah, no. This was like these elk were secured, you know, and
kinda
the
like a
first
deer
day,
farm.
Deer farm.
yeah,
In the South, they have a bunch of deer farms.
Yeah.
Man.
the first day I started working for these guys, they said, hey, listen, you better make damn sure that all these gates are closed and locked, because if these elk get out, not for only one, I get fined like crazy, and two, they have to be shot and killed.
Oh,
get
because
out?
contamination or something.
Yep,
like that, right?
contamination. Yeah, he made a huge deal about that.
Wow.
Before I even entered the ranch, he said, hey, you open a gate, you lock it, and close it behind you.
There you go.
So have you studied anything about how hunting could help a habitat or destroy a habitat, so on and so forth?
Well, yeah. So the way it is, we have so much agricultural runoff, like with the fertilizers, that they're pumping them into the forest just by association through the watershed. That the forests are growing more food, more foliage, more habitat. So there's more primary consumers, which is your elk and your deer, pretty much all your small critters too, all that. And the forests are just packed solid. So they're having issues with disease coming through an area and wiping out because they're so packed in and cramped.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so you're just thinning the herd, like the age-old, proverb, be thin the herd.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the restrictions against, for instance, they only give out tags for certain animals, to harvest. So you can't just go out and shoot just
like,
anything you
That's straight
want.
management,
like North
yeah.
Dakota.
It's absolutely, it's
Yeah.
just, it's
'Cause they're
conservation.
Yeah, they're counting every animal in the herd, and then at this point in time, they know how many animals are in an area and how many tags they can release to the public per year.
Absolutely.
Duck bans, so on and so forth.
Yeah, ducks, and I mean daily limits.
And
fishing
limits,
Yeah.
limits change.
all the time.
Yeah,
You can't
it's
fish
crazy.
for steelhead in the Klamath now. They cut.
Oh, is that right?
They shut the
I
season
haven't
down.
heard that, but yeah, it makes sense. I mean, up north, for instance, the salmon run this year was slim to none because of
terrible.
all the water we had rushing down our rivers. So up north,
They're killing
they're
the feather, though.
yeah,
I bet.
yeah, they are. But up north, up in say Fort Bragg, Shelter Cove area, way up north, they almost didn't have a season. They were talking about not even having a salmon season, but they ended up planting a bunch of salmon up there, and they ended up having a late season. It's a very short season, but it's shorter than usual. Yeah, it's still there, but they know what's out there, and they keep track and
And, I mean,
make
not
sure
even
we
in-
don't
in places
eliminate
other than
species.
California too, like North Dakota, we go deer hunting up there,
yeah.
and there's a couple spots where we actually stay with a corn farmer, and the corn farmer hates the deer because
It
that's his
ruins
life,
their- yeah.
that's how he makes his living, and the deer come in there and just eat all of the corn that they can, and it's kind of it's a lot more fun than whitetail in California, just because you shoot a deer up there, it's like you shoot it in the cornfield and you got to find it before the harvester or the combine does.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you can hear that
Yeah,
combine,
yeah.
but you're me, I'm 5'7". Sorry to hurt your feelings, but
He's really 6'2", folks. Dark brown
hunting
hair,
out there,
tan.
at least for me, like
Very
shoot
dark
the-
skinned.
Yeah.
I'm a tan guy. In case you're wondering, I'm a solid 10 out of 10. Anyways, you shoot a deer out there, it's a game. Out here, you have to find the blood trail. You got to find the deer.
Yeah.
If you wound it, you don't shoot it in the right spot. But out there, you shoot the deer and you don't drop it right there. You got to go find it in the corn.
Yeah.
And it's a race to the combine, man.
Huh.
But out there, it's total regulation. The farmers out there, they want you to shoot all the deer that you can.
Well, that goes
Yeah.
with wild hogs too.
Yeah. Hogs.
Absolutely.
Hogs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Apocalypse video with Ted Nugent?
Yes.
Ted
in
Nugent.
the helicopters.
They're with fully automatic rifles,
Yeah.
shooting them out of
Yep.
helicopters.
Yep.
I've seen Kid Rock and Jesse James doing that too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. So, do you guys know how they figured out the synthetic fertilizers.
Are you talking like Monsanto or
anything petroleum-based synthetic fertilizer, like the original like beginning of it?
No.
So we had a bunch of nitrogen bombs from World War II, and they were all lying around, and they had to detonate them somehow. So then they just started flying over all the national forests we have out there and public lands, and they started dropping bombs. Right?
Wow.
And all of a sudden the foresters...
It's crazy they can get away with something like that. But
it was the 60s.
Yeah,
was the 60s,
yeah. There you go.
They detonate these bombs, and then all the foresters are like, well, the trees are growing like 3 or 4 times faster this year than ever before, and they figured out
After they had dropped the bombs?
because all that nitrogen got into the soil.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's how it all started, and now we got so much pumping through the system that it's just destroying everything.
That's absolutely crazy.
And you know the dead zone thing, right?
No.
Gulf of Mexico, the Mississippi, all the ag runoff comes out in the Gulf, and what happens is a lot of fertilizer.
Are you talking about the water that they water their crops with that goes back into the system, the watershed system, or?
No, it's a pocket of water in the ocean where nothing lives because there's no dissolved oxygen.
Well, I'm talking the ag runoff.
Yeah.
So basically, once they water their crops, the water that goes back into the watershed system after it gets all the fertilizer and
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. So that all that stuff, that soup, is running down the Mississippi into the Gulf, and it creates these algae blooms, algal blooms. It's like crazy amounts of algae just appear in the water.
Oh, and it just takes all the oxygen out of the water, right?
Kinda. It's part of them growing. They take oxygen out, but it's the sea urchins and the other things that eat all of it up, and then when the bloom comes in and it dies off because it's a cycle, so they have their breeding and dying, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
When they die, it's this giant mat of what's that word I'm looking for? Biomass just floats to the bottom, and then it just it kills everything, and you can't get oxygen back in the water.
Huh.
Yeah, because there's nothing growing.
And that's in the Gulf of Mexico, huh?
Pretty much every major outlet of any ocean.
Really?
Wow.
Nothing grows. No oxygen in the water, no fish, no nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we've messed it up pretty good, I'd say so.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Right. So yeah, maybe go organic. I don't know, something.
Vegan.
Well,
Oh wait, hold on.
Support the vegans.
what?
What are you
Just kidding.
talking about?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
He's off the round table, folks.
Yeah, we're kicking.
Tall, dark,
We're
and
kicking
handsome is
NPR. We're kicking NPR.
Hey, we ate 2 tri-tips tonight. We're good.
That's true. Where's the beef?
Come on.
That was a good tri-tip too.
Oh, excellent.
Support your local cow farmer.
Yeah.
That's true.
FDA choice.
Yeah.
Beef, it's what's for dinner.
They keep saying that like cows create so much methane from the cow
Here we
farm.
go on this one.
See, I've heard
Here
that
we
too.
go on this
no,
one.
I've heard that, like up in the mountains. See, I'm not too sure what I'm talking about 100%, but I've heard that up in the mountains, the manure that they're dropping is running into our water that's coming down the snow melt. And it's creating some sort of diseases or something.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, and manure has E. coli and all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Coli 05. It's like the 557 whatever.
Yeah, the
that
part
killed
that they're
kid.
trying to regulate is the methane in the air.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about it. America is the biggest beef consumer in the planet, you know?
Yeah.
We use beef everywhere.
That's so good.
You know, we have hamburgers tried to, I mean, I can go on and on. I'm a lover. I
Yeah.
tend to call myself a connoisseur, but, you know, there's so many cows. I mean, think about it. In our area, we drive down I-5, and it stinks.
It's
Here's
dairy.
You
It's
hit I-5
feedlots.
going south, and you're just like, oh, man. Yeah, I
everybody
smell
thinks-
that.
Everybody
Yeah.
thinks it's all sunshine and beaches, but it's
Oh, no, it's shit.
California is
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
California is a huge agriculture
The
base.
biggest agriculture state.
It's
Is it?
It is the biggest
we're the
agriculture
only
state.
that can support ourselves if we secede from the
Absolutely.
Really?
So we
On
do
what we
we
grow.
do like, I mean, you could look it up if we could, but
Rice,
we do
corn.
most of rice,
beef,
corn,
soybean.
broccoli, beef, so on and so forth, because other states can't produce it. You know, states in the South, it's too hot, it's too humid for certain things. California, I mean, you can drop a seed in the ground and grow it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a green thumb, but in certain areas of California with the right soil, you can do whatever you want.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got something like all 7 natural occurring climates in the world except for the Arctic.
Absolutely.
In the state, because
just think about it. You can drive an hour to 5 hours, maybe, let's say, and you can get to every one you're talking about.
Desert, High Sierra,
at least from where we're
Yeah.
at, you know.
temperate rainforest,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mediterranean climate in the valley. So, California's great and all, but I'm out of here.
Yeah, no, it's the laws.
The government
it's the laws
is what's getting us.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, think what you think. I don't care what you do, but it's like it's driving me up a wall. Like you can have your opinion. I understand that. But
Yeah, you know, everywhere else they kind of, you know, they have their own opinions and they keep them to themselves and they talk about it with people that share those opinions. California, we pick it on the street corners. We come to your front door and say you're wrong.
Exactly.
This is the right opinion. You're wrong.
Mhm.
You know.
And they never know how to fund it.
Yeah, no, we have a major funding problem, but that's a whole other conversation.
I don't know. I just want to head up the hill.
And where's that? Reno,
Um,
Nevada, because Nevada is a very liberal state as well.
It's a good state, though. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that make their living doing, you know, hands-on work,
range work
doing
too.
trades, doing stuff like that. Whereas California, in my opinion, is mostly white-collar and farmers. You know,
Well,
there's
yeah,
no
we have the
in-between.
Silicon Valley, we have San Francisco, we have, you know,
Shit, the iPhone came from here.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
come on.
California is, that part of California is becoming the new,
Sorry, the dog's in here. Waylon has made an appearance.
California, Silicon Valley is the new New York.
Oh, for
Absolutely.
business, yeah.
You know, people
Absolutely.
come in from all over the world.
Los Angeles,
Microprocessors. We got Google. We have Facebook. We have, you know,
All kinds of stuff that
major
we don't even need.
Microsoft. We have major
Companies.
down here. You know that
Yeah, people
are
have made
running-
their livings off of that, and that's absolutely acceptable, you know. But
they're
I want
running
to
our
make a
state.
good living just as much as the next guy. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's some guy in Ohio in his basement that's coming up with the next big thing, and he doesn't even know it yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and then he's gonna move to California and start his business here, and I don't want that personally. You know,
Yeah.
California's a great state and all, but you know, go somewhere
But you
else
got to
for a
think about
change.
it as well. I mean, not only is our state becoming the new up and coming, but not to mention all the building and developing that's going on.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
you.
for
That's you.
blue collar guys, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
they're-
can think of spaces even right now. You know, where LB Construction is putting a place up in Rockland.
Yeah,
I
mean,
can remember when I lived in Sheridan when that was a field.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, we
no.
drive past that every single day, and that was a field.
At Sierra
And
College in
I
80,
could've
dude, it
driven by
was
and just said,
Oh,
hey,
that
it's
whole
gonna be
Sierra
shopping
College in
possibly.
80. In 2014, I met my boss in a dirt field, and he would pick me up, and we'd head up to Truckee to build these. We were building condos up in Truckee, and it was all a dirt field. And from 2014 to now, look at it. It's just filled, completely
Absolutely.
filled. I think we're building a building in there. We're building 2 buildings in there right now, and that's about it for that parking lot. You know, we have
I mean,
Bass
even-
Pro, we have
even when I was
Walmart, we
growing up,
have
Lincoln,
all that.
downtown old Lincoln.
Yeah.
Downtown Lincoln,
Yeah.
there was nothing there. There was an awful Annie's and an Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
And you know, now it's just blown up into this crazy, you know, main strip downtown that
The reason why I bring up the development is because when I was living in Idaho and I dropped out of school, I was looking for work. Well, there was nothing going on out there. Construction was dead. It was like back in 2007, 2008 when the economy crashed here, you know, there was just nothing going on.
Yeah.
But I was just up there, you know, last month. I was up in Idaho visiting, and you should have seen the development that was going on up there. It was insane. So, you know, there's also statewide economy, you know, economics that go on, building, developing, money-wise, you know, but then again, there's nationwide economics
absolutely.
as
There's
well.
nationwide corporations that control everything, and then there's, you know, your little small town guy that, you know, does the little stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Just all the people. There's
Absolutely.
just so many people. That's the one thing that ties it all together. There's just too many damn people.
Definitely,
Mhm.
definitely.
So,
and a lot of people are moving to Idaho from California.
Oh, don't say that. They don't like that.
I'm serious.
They're
No.
trying to keep it a hidden gem.
You know what? When I moved there, I learned to, tell people that I was not from California. Because
Going duck hunting.
because no, they don't like Californians.
Yeah. Neither does Oregon. Oregon hates California because we buy second homes up there. And then we're tearing everything
Vacation
up there.
homes.
People do that with places in California too.
We got a lot of people from
most definitely
China and the big tech companies out there.
So I've been hearing lately, especially in Orangeville, which is like a little city where we're at.
OV.
There's people coming from China, Japan, and other foreign countries that have very good economies right now, and they're coming over, especially into California, and buying second homes.
Yeah.
That's why, I don't know if you know this, but there's a couple homes in California, like the ones that we've driven by, that are huge, beautiful homes that are vacant. We've driven past them, we saw them be built, and then we drive past them, every day, so on and so forth, and then there's no one there.
Yeah.
We're constantly asking ourselves, someone lived there, what the hell? They spent, $1.2 million building this huge house, but what's going on? Nobody's there.
People are coming in from China or Japan or whatever and buying these places cash.
Absolutely. Well, they're building them. That's the thing. They're buying lots and they're building them.
It's their custom home where they can't get over there.
Absolutely.
Because there's so much space here compared to out there, especially Japan.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
Island fever.
Yeah, well, I saw this TED Talk a while back. I guess Japan doesn't have street names. They have their district, and then they have their block. So you know how we don't name blocks around here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they name their blocks. They don't name their streets.
Huh.
So you go district.
So you got to know your way around the block.
That's odd.
That's why they have police officers there to ask where to go. So it's
direction,
district, block, and then house number. And the house number doesn't go in order. It goes by the first house built, then the second house built, then the third.
Really?
So you can have house 1 on one side, house 2 on the other side, and 3 and 4 and 5 in the middle.
Yeah.
There's
That's
no
odd.
rhyme or reason.
Very odd.
That's pretty interesting.
I mean, I'm sure they're acclaimed to that, and then come over here and go, "What the hell's going on?" But
Yeah.
it's still very different.
Yeah. Well, it's like a pride thing because you want to be the oldest family on the block.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
Oh, somebody's at the door.
Oh, Kelsey.
I'm coming.
those Orientals, man, they have
Orientals. You can't. Can you say that?
Orientals?
I thought you had
I don't
to do
think that's racist.
Asian.
No, Oriental is the
really?
Asian descent.
It would be almost like saying white people. It's the same. Well, is that racist?
That could be racist.
Is that right?
In today's society,
not
anything
to
can
me.
be racist. The
Well,
beer bottle I have in my hand is brown.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I? Sorry, if that's offensive, then Asians. Okay, the Asian community. They have
Of
very
Asian
different.
descent. We'll
Yeah,
go with that.
whatever.
Yeah.
They
We hate
they have
everyone
very
the
weird rituals, man. I was just building a morgue in Colma, California, and it was let's see, I think we looked it up, and there was like 15,000 residents in Colma, California, and 1.5 million people 6 feet under.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, Colma, California is just south of San Francisco, little outside of Daly City. So San Francisco, where do you bury dead people? You don't. There's no more space. There's no space to bury people. So they take them to Colma. Colma is basically the city. They call it the city of the dead.
Oh.
And we were building a morgue for this Asian cemetery. And we're surrounded. Well, the general contractor has been there for months already because, they're the first ones on the job and they're the last ones on the job. So anyhow, they've been there before we got there, and he talked to the owner of the cemetery and whatnot, and he told them that people come there and they'll bring like a rooster. They'll bring a rooster there and they'll smoke almost like spices or
Incense?
incense, and they'll blow it in the rooster's face, and they'll give it liquor and stuff and get the rooster kind of messed up, and then they leave it there. Well, the rooster supposed to take away all the bad spirits. Apparently, you know, it's like an old ritual.
Yeah, sure. Every religion or of descent has their own rituals.
Yeah. So, anyways, that rooster hung around for a long time. Yeah. Not only do they do stuff like that, they'll bring like a rotisserie chicken to the grave and leave it there. Mm-hmm. But the weirdest thing was they said that they have burn barrels there, and they would bring it up to the grave and they would buy it. They'd go to the store and they'd buy like little like fake cars, Mercedes Benz and stuff. And there's a place where you can go buy fake money. Mm-hmm. Well, they get the fire going and they throw all this expensive stuff in a barrel and burn it all. And apparently once it burns, it goes to them.
Oh, in the afterlife.
Yeah, exactly. The afterlife, basically, you know. So they have all these nice things. They have all this money, you know. Anything that's real important and meaningful, it goes to them.
And I understand that, you know,
cool,
it's part
actually.
of a ritual.
Yeah. No, I thought it was different. But okay, now listen to this. Each grave, a 6x3 plot on this hill is $20,000.
Good Lord.
Wow.
$20,000. And as far as you could see, there's headstones.
See, now
and
that
you're
has
talking
to be bad for the environment or the habitat.
Well, okay,
because they're building. Think about it. So people get cremated, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't cremate.
The fumes, the burns, whatever. But if you get buried in the ground, nowadays you don't get buried with
a wooden casket.
Yeah, you don't get buried with a wooden casket or something.
No, it's cement. It's cement, and it's
cement or
welded top on it.
It's metal, or it's something that's going to take years and years to degrade.
Yeah.
You know, so, and even then, you know, if you were to get cremated, that's more beneficial, in my opinion. That's more beneficial. You know, I understand the religious background of it and so on and so forth, but it's not worth it. I mean, just like in Coloma, you have 20,000 people buried within however many miles, and that's ridiculous.
1.5 million, and
I was wrong.
No, it's crazy. So you got $20,000 per plot. So they're 6x3. So say 6 by 100 and whatever, you know. I mean, you're talking a lot of money, and there's thousands and thousands of plots there. Well, shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money in death.
Sure, they're making
There's a lot of money in death, dude.
Think about how much land that is. How that land could be used. You know.
How many farms?
Okay.
You have people, because I mean, think about it.
Well, what's worth it?
You have at least a century, 20 years, 40 years maybe, of people that are not going to want that grave disturbed in any way. So, like for instance, my great grandmother is buried off Greenback Avenue. I know
at
where
Mount
she
Vernon?
is. At Mount Vernon.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I know where she is. I don't want that grave disturbed at all. My whole
Yeah.
lifetime. I want her there. I want her happy, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
If someone were to come in there and go, hey, we're going to wipe this all out. We're going to put a cornfield right here. It's going to be better for the habitat. I'm going to say, no, that's my grandma.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want that touched.
Exactly.
And that's going to be the same way. If you have that many people, even if it's just in Coloma or just that area, you know, that's so damaging because it's land that can be used. You know, I understand people are making their money hand over fist for that. Even if it, hell, pave paradise, put up a parking lot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's great, but there's nothing beneficial in that at all.
Yeah.
It's just dead people.
I know, and that's.
I think we're gonna wrap that up because we're pushing like half an hour.
Holy
All
shit!
right.
Oh well,
Good
hey,
talk.
good
Boys,
talk.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
I'll see you next time on the
Thanks
Redneck
for having us.
Roundtable.
We'll see you.
All right, you guys know what to do. Have a good one.